Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Sorry about lack of content again. I'm sorry I sound like a broken record every time I make a video. I don't exclusively work on the gun channel. I also have a music channel. You can go ahead and check that out in the description. Some cool stuff happening over there, so I kind of split up releases between the two. However, this is going to be a follow-up to the last video. Like I told you, we're going to be making a new video, this one, on ammo stockpiling. Small disclaimer, just like I said in the last one, it might not be the most useful right now due to the shortage and all the crazy stuff that might happen going into next year following the election, but everything should and probably will go back to normal, so hopefully these tips will still be relevant. And these are just tips that I've kind of picked up by stockpiling myself over a while, so we're going to go ahead and get started with that, starting with the first tip. Real quick, one more thing before we get started. We're actually sitting at almost 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for your continued support. It really means a lot, but we need a few more of you to get there. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get notified when we upload new videos like this one, and hit the like button, leave us a comment. Thank you so much. Let's get on with the video. Tip number 1, buy more ammo than you plan on shooting. So if you're the kind of person that buys ammo when you go or shortly before you go, always buy a little more than you think you're going to shoot. So for example, let's say you're going to go shoot handguns, right? And you plan on shooting about 200 rounds. Buy a minimum of 250 rounds so it doesn't mess with the 200 you planned on shooting. It just gives you an extra 50 to take home and add to your stockpile. Now, as a cool side note, if you follow this method, your collection is going to grow in proportion to things that you actually shoot. So if you shoot things like 9mm, 223, 45, or whatever, that's predominantly what you're going to be bringing home. So your collection is going to grow with things that you actually cared enough to shoot in the first place. And over time, it adds up, and trust me, if you try this one, I think you're really going to like it. And while you're at the range, pick up your brass. You never know when you or someone else is going to get into reloading. And it's actually better to have a bunch of brass and not know what to do with it than it is to need brass and not have it.
And you can put it in just about anything. You could put it in another ammo can, you could put it in a coffee container.
Tip number 2, if you go somewhere that sells ammo, buy at least one box even if you didn't go there for it to begin with. Yeah, mister, I was just going to look. Yeah, we're all guilty of window shopping, don't feel too bad. But hey, I mean, don't leave empty-handed. At least leave with a box of ammo or a magazine or both. I mean, you were already there, so why not? It just blows that places like Walmart went full California on us, you know? It was so convenient because you were already there. You know, ammo in conjunction with grocery shopping, getting new toys for the kids to shut them up. Hell, dad needs a new TV, grandma's getting salt and pepper shakers, you're getting tampons for your dog, whatever. It was convenient because you were already there. And it just sucks that they took it away from us. However, they do still sell stuff like 22 if you're so inclined. It's just not as convenient as it used to be. And this was a real good tip up until recently. But no, in all seriousness, you know, tip number 2, buying ammo even when you didn't go to buy ammo. It's so useful, especially when you combine it with things like tip number 1. You're getting double the amount of ammo that you normally wouldn't have, and it's passive ammo that doesn't require dedicated ammo trips. I mean, seriously, it's so useful. You're going to have to try it out. Trust me, it works great. Now, if you're an impatient kind of person, and you're a buy it now kind of guy, and you don't want to wait and gain ammo passively, tip number 3 might be right up your alley. Tip number 3, buy in bulk to get the best price and keep an eye out during holiday sales. Price per round is usually always less when you buy in bulk. Sure, you pay a lot more up front, but you actually get the better deal over the long run. I like this tip in conjunction with the other ones, but there's going to be people out there that don't want to buy ammo over time, and they would rather shell out more to get the better deal over the long run and buy ammo less often. But let's be realistic here. Ammo's still expensive, and our wallets are going to hate us either way, even if we did get the better deal.
I hate you, gun soap. Why do you leave me empty?
Oh, that's a lot of damage!
Definitely keep an eye out around the holidays, and it doesn't have to be the big ones either. Black Friday probably jumps into your mind right away, but don't forget about Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Christmas time, whatever. All the holidays you could possibly think of, there's probably some kind of deal. Manufacturers and retailers offer rebates, coupons, price reductions. Don't want to miss it. Take advantage of it. I'm going to add this in here. I'm not sure if this little tidbit fits, but if you're fortunate enough to get presents around the holidays or your birthday or something, let those people know that you like guns and ammo. You never know what might happen. Uncle Bob might surprise you. On second thought, use some discretion, because for every Uncle Bob out there, there's probably an Aunt Carrie there somewhere who's going to call the feds on you thinking you're a ticking time bomb because she's a stupid SJW communist that doesn't know any better. Fair warning. Tip number 4, set goals, targets, and milestones to keep you motivated. Very important. Remember, you can set goals, targets, and milestones to keep you motivated in your stockpiling journey. Not every single person who starts this is going to be at 10,000 rounds for every caliber gun they own. Remember, you got to be realistic when you first start. You got to be here to get here. You're not going to start here and be up here. I mean, come on now, it's common sense. And that's probably the number one thing you need to understand going into this. You have to be realistic. If you just now get into this, set your milestones low. Say, I want 250 rounds for each of these useful calibers. And then when you finally surpass that, move the bar to 500. When you surpass that, move it to 1,000. You know, keep it in line with realism and what you actually have and what you actually need. Not every single person out there is realistically going to think that they need 10,000 rounds. You know, there's going to be plenty of people out there that thinks 1,000 is plenty. You know, you need to look at this through your own eyes and realize the decision that you need to make for yourself. And now let me expand on that a little bit, because this seems to be a trap that a lot of us fall in. We look at the numbers and we're like, okay, well, we have to have this, we have to have that. No, it's all flexible. Let's say you want 5,000 rounds of 5.56 because you got about 5 ARs, whereas you got 132 ACP handgun you got from your grandfather. Sure, that don't let the 5,000 for your 5.56 dictate the fact that you want 5,000 rounds of 32 when you only shoot the 32 once every 3 years, maybe. So, you know, 250 rounds of 32 might be plenty, but you realistically want the 5,000 of, 5.56 because that's what you shoot all the time. I mean, it's common sense. Just think about that. That's just stuff that you're going to have to learn. Just try not to fall into these traps. I'm just trying to give you some advice because I see a lot of people do this, and I think a lot of us are guilty of it ourselves. And one more thing while we're on the subject of milestones and targets and stuff like that. You know, keep it in a physical media, keep it on a pad of paper, keep it on a notepad in your computer, keep it in a memo on your phone. Keeping this stuff physical is actually satisfying mentally because when you finally pass these goals, you're able to raise the bar and it feels good, versus keeping it all in your head mentally, you might forget stuff like that. It's just a very good tool to keep yourself organized and motivated. Tip number 5, don't buy beyond your means. Now, it's easy to get carried away and forget about how expensive this can be. I mean, ammo is expensive. Guns are expensive. Accessories are expensive. Everything in this hobby is expensive.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
And that's important. This is a hobby. This is not a job. We are not the military, although we can form militias, but we're not the military. This isn't a job. I don't wake up every day and just go buy ammo. I go and work a job like most of you do, But this is supposed to be a temporary supply to get you to tomorrow. This is for range trips. This is just something to have in case something crazy happens and you can't get more. Pandemic is a great example of that. I haven't been able to go to the range but once or twice this entire year because I don't want to waste what I have, and ammo is ridiculously expensive right now. We're all waiting for it to come back down, and once it does, I'll keep buying more passively like I normally do. However, you have to remember that this is a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something that you just do, But once it stops becoming fun and you don't treat it as a hobby anymore, it becomes a drag. Once you start spending your rent money on ammo because you just have to have it, I mean, come on. Ammo doesn't make a very good house. And that was a few tips to ammo stockpiling that I've learned throughout the years and I thought I would share with you. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, leave a like. If you're so inclined, subscribe to get notified when we upload new stuff, and drop a comment with what videos you want to see in the future. Thank you so much. I will see you next time.